What's up everyone, Andre here with a quick update about Super Mario Maker 2, because it seems the official website for the game was recently updated and it promises that the full site is coming soon. Now of course, who knows what soon exactly means in this context, but it might mean that more details on the way sooner rather than later. Oh, and in case you were wondering, we were able to verify that this update is done sometime in the last few days, as the Internet Archive's last snapshot of the page, being April 11th, shows that it still had the previous design then. In either case, perhaps what's even more interesting and the real reason for this update is that as part of this, a new image was revealed. And at first glance, it doesn't appear to reveal anything new. You have Koopa Troopas, you got a giant Wiggler, you got warp pipes, blocks, and the rockets. All of which existed in the original game, only now we can see them in the 3D world style. However, there are a couple of odd things about this image, which might possibly hint at some new features, although we can't say for sure. And first up as a fact is that we can see a pair of rockets attached to the end of a warp pipe. Now this in and of itself is nothing new, you could do this in the original Super Mario Maker as well. Except in that case, they were freestanding objects and weren't actually attached to the pipe. And that very well could still be the case here too. But for one, why? It's kind of an odd setup, but again still entirely possible. But then there's the fact that the file name for this image is literally pipe rocket. Now again, I want to stress that it could be entirely literal, it's a pipe and a rocket. Except those technically aren't rockets, as they were actually called burners in the original Super Mario Maker. Now that could be a mistake, but it's not nearly as exciting as the other possibility, being that we're looking at a brand new feature, where you might be able to attach burners to different objects in order to turn them into actual rockets. Which in this case would mean we're looking at a rocket ship, in which you have this warp pipe flying through the sky, dumping giant wigglers wherever it goes. And I kind of love this idea. If you can actually make just random rocket ships out of whatever you want, this could be a lot of fun. And if this is the case, it seems you'll be able to pair whatever objects you want to it too. Because for one, it seems these bricks and question blocks are part of the structure, and two, in the original game, warp pipes only had one actual opening. But you could add a second by layering another one on top of it, which might still be what's going on here in order to create the single structure. And it even has a couple of passengers along for the ride as well. And of course, this opens the door to what other kind of rockets you might be able to create. Could you have entire brick buildings flying through the air? Or could you even attach a rocket to an enemy, giving them a pseudo rocket pack? There would be a lot of possibilities. And it does seem like it would be right up Mario Maker's alley, just letting you go nuts with all kinds of possibilities. But again, I have to stress that this could mean absolutely nothing, because we were able to recreate the same basic shape in the original Super Mario Maker as well, with everything existing as an independent object. But again, that file name of Pipe Rocket really does make us wonder. But hey, maybe whoever made this image just really likes rockets and wanted to recreate it in Mario Maker form, even as a non-functioning one. Okay, now let's put that aside for a moment, because there is another possibly new feature revealed here as well that exists independently of the rocket idea. And that's the fact that we can see bricks and question blocks seemingly laid on top of a warp pipe, which was something that was impossible to do in the original game. You could only have one or the other, they couldn't exist in the same space. However, as you've already seen, we were able to create the same basic rocket ship shape in the original game by using two warp pipes that each stop when they reach the bricks. But in this case, we can see a clear gap between them, revealing how we pulled off the trick. But those gaps don't seem to exist in the Super Mario 3D World style, meaning we can't say for sure how this was constructed. But I would love if the warp pipes were treated like semi-solid platforms, where the body of them technically exists in the background, allowing you to put objects in front of them. And this could be especially useful if this property also applied to the clear pipes, allowing you to conceal the exact route they take by covering them with ground tiles. But it does seem that this would come at the expense of the rocket idea. And given the fact that, again, the image is literally called Pipe Rocket, we're leaning more toward that being the actual possible feature here. But what do you guys think? Do you think it's possible you can actually make rockets in Super Mario Maker 2, possibly consisting of pipes? Let us know by posting your thoughts in the comments below. Oh, and a quick shout out to Mark Cooper on Twitter for bringing this whole update to our attention. And with that, thanks for watching, and of course stay tuned to GameXplain for tons more on Super Mario Maker 2 and everything else Nintendo Switch as well. We'll catch you later, bye.